welcome back to the penultimate episode of the Corey Christmas special. Great week so far, and today is no different. We have the awesome Lucy Davis, old swim teammate of mine, and just a wonderful person. I'm really looking forward to this, to go back and go through Lucy's career and then what she's doing since. So we just get Lucy in here. Been a few issues this week. So yeah, hopefully she pops up any second now. That would be great. Yeah, work's first time.
Always on time.
Yeah, well, I love it. It's this week I've had some issues with getting people on, so that's great. I love it.
Don't worry, I was sat 5 minutes before just waiting because in that person where I'm like, okay, so 5 minutes before is on time, so we're fine.
No, I love it, and that sounds like something you might have got from swimming a little bit, because if you were on time, you were late in swimming.
Honestly, it was like if you were on time, yeah, you were completely late and you got bollocked. So you just didn't do anything about that. You just didn't even go there.
Exactly, definitely. Now, Luce, obviously everybody knows who you are, but I'm going to get you to intro yourself just for the video's sake. So go for it.
Okay, so I'm Lucy Davis, also known as Lucy Davis Fits on the good old Instagram. So I'm an online coach and I have a online coaching school with over 37,000 members. I'm a YouTuber and Instagrammer, fitness influencer. But going back a bit, I used to swim. I was completely in the swim bubble. I swam for 8 years of my life, all over the world, that kind of vibe. Yeah, that is me, literally in a nutshell.
It is you in a nutshell, and it's a fantastic nutshell, must I say. And just being with you through swimming, and then from everything you've done since, just as sort of like watching in the background, Luce, you're smashing it, and I love to see it. And I know so many of us who used to swim with you, we talk, and you always come up, how amazing is Lucy doing? So yeah, it's brilliant. Love it. I love seeing it. The first question that I like to ask all my guests, and it's the name of the live show, is the core room. So just anyone who's watching that isn't sure what the core room is, it's the room or the place you go before you compete to get mentally and physically ready to race at your best. So there's all types of different athletes that go in that core room. Lucy, what were you like in the core room?
I was an anxious mess. I feel like I was a very anxious swimmer, and I didn't realise until I quit, like how actually nervous I used to build myself like up so much. I used to look around the core room, like look at other people, like couldn't focus on myself, which is like so different to what I'm like now, because I actually think I was quite introverted when I swam, even though I was quite like loud, and because I have quite a loud personality, but when I swam, I was not. I was really like quite anxious. Like I used to dread going in the core room. Like I used to get so nervous. I constantly needed the toilet, and I had my suit on all the time. I was like, I've no choice. Like, what do I do?
Yeah, that's something quite disgusting about swimmers. Like someone used to weed through their suit, and to be fair, it takes 20 minutes at least to get one on, so it's understandable.
Sometimes you've just got to go for your suit, because
you've got to go.
Panic if you can't get it on.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's a swimming thing. We're a bit disgusting swimmers sometimes, but that's the way it is. Yeah, and it's dead interesting because I do remember that. And you're such a bubbly, lovely person, and it's crazy how the core room can change athletes, and they just go within or headphones or whatever that is. But yeah, you've just got to do what you've got to do to swim well, and that's what you did. Right, Luce, quick fire round to start with. Don't think too much. Just give me the first thing that comes to mind. So, were you a racer or a trainer, would you say?
Trainer.
Coloured lights or white lights at Christmas?
White.
Michael Bublé or Mariah Carey?
Mariah Carey.
All right. I feel like I've offended you.
has one song.
Yeah, I know, but it's an absolute tune, so we'll give it that. If not swimming, Luce, then what?
Running. I don't know why the fuck I just said running. Gym.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I thought you were going to say something like gymnastics. No?
Where running came from, but we'll just continue.
Okay. Favourite Christmas film?
Oh, Love Actually.
Okay, I'll give you that. Relay gold or individual bronze? I love this one.
I think group relay gold. Yeah.
Relay gold.
Not gold. It's a relay. Like.
Yeah. All the swimmers love a good relay, don't they? Really.
Yeah.
Your favourite swimming event is?
200 IM.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't really put that across as a question. Your favourite swimming event? 200 IM, and that was your best event, wasn't it?
That was me.
Okay, so rank the strokes in order from favourite to least favourite.
Favourite was roll, and then fly, and then back, and then breast.
Yeah, it's probably a solid order, that. Yeah, what is breaststroke? I don't know.
Why?
Weirdos. Yeah. On Christmas Day, do you dress up or do you like to be in your comfies?
Comfies.
Yeah. Yeah. Morning training or afternoon training?
Morning.
Boxing Day or Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve. I love Christmas Eve.
Really?
Okay.
What was your favourite session of your swimming week? What was the session you were like, yeah?
Like, I can't remember what it was called. What was it where it was like time trials?
Right.
Loads of 200s, but they were all times, and it was like max effort. But it was like.
Did you have long rest?
Yeah, where you
not?
All like chilling.
Tolerance.
Love that shit.
Tolerance. I hated tolerance.
That's what I was good at.
Yeah, you were good at it for sure, but
that was a good one for me.
Okay, favourite thing on your Christmas dinner plate?
I think mine's really good, but a Yorkshire pudding.
No, I think we've had a Yorkshire pudding this week, yeah. I think a lot of people would be with you on that.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah. Would you rather have fins as feet when you swim or be able to breathe underwater?
Fins as feet.
Yeah, good choice. What's at the top of your tree, Luce?
A snowflake. We've got a bit of a weird tree in Meg. We have a snowflake at the top of our tree.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
Somewhere in the middle.
Okay, so have you got a real tree or a fake tree?
It's a fake tree.
Fake tree. And what's your favourite pool in the UK?
Do you know what? Manchester.
Really?
Yeah, I just like homey.
It's a great pool. Yeah, I get you. And the last one is your favourite Christmas drink. Is there a drink you have at Christmas where you go, oh yeah, can have that? Like a Baileys or...
Do you know what? I'm not very good at drink. I just have a red wine. But that's
fair enough.
All year round thing, a red wine for me. It's my favourite.
Yeah.
Kind of Christmassy. Red.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's good. We're going to get into the questions, but just quickly, everyone that's watching live, thank you very much. I'm sure you'll enjoy this episode. If you have any questions, then just put them in the questions and I'll try and get through to them. But we do have a big list here, Luce, so I hope you're ready for this.
I'm ready.
So the first question, and I think this is the most important after this year, is how are you and how is the family and people around you right now?
So I'm actually really well. I went through kind of a difficult period first lockdown because I think as a content creator, it was, and like a fitness content creator, it was a shock to the system in terms of there was so much around to do, especially like the school things. We launched campaigns, just launched a challenge based around the gym. So quite a lot of stress to pain. But then we kind of set into routine. And at the end of the day, my family's really healthy. Both my grandparents are healthy. Mum and dad, Meg, I live with Meg, so I was lucky to be with her. Boyfriend's healthy. So really good, to be honest, in terms of like the overall everything. So quite thankful.
Good. It's great to hear you good, and also it's great to see you adapted. I mean, we didn't see the chaos, obviously, but you adapted straight away, and you do a fantastic job with it.
Those things like with our marketing team, because obviously we can't see them face to face. It was non-stop for like 2 weeks, everything over, and then like I was also doing like Instagram lives, like I was taking Zoom classes for companies, so like Boohoo, I was kind of doing Zoom classes for them, like on top. So I wasn't really looking after myself. I should have, in hindsight. I was like, let's get everyone fit and healthy. Let's get everyone out of a slump, and I was in a slump. So it was just trying to find the balance. But I think everything started to kind of settle down eventually.
Yeah, I did see that, and I saw you doing loads, and it was great. But then I saw you got to a point, and you said, "I need to look after myself," and that's so important. And great that you said it out loud, because people need to hear that as well. So not only did you help yourself, you helped so many others. I'm going to throw you right in the deep end because I know you, and I know you can handle it.
Sure.
But your favourite ever teammate when you swam, apart from me. And also apart from Meg, because Meg was probably it, being your sister and everything. But okay, outside of Meg and me, obviously.
Becky Swales. My longest best friend. With like I love her to pieces, and obviously like it was the hardest thing when I moved to Manchester and she moved to Bath, but we were still like inseparable. Like we both started like Gallica when it was at the exact same time. So
and she's doing amazing as well. So it's it's
absolutely incredible.
You're obviously feeding off each other, which is great. Yeah. Tell me a bit more, Luce, about your start in swimming. Why did you get into swimming?
So it was more so just like mum and dad. Well, we when we were like 4, like naturally, like okay, let's get mum and dad like let's get the kids. And then when I was like choice between gymnastics or swimming kind of thing, and I did both at the same time, but I was a better swimmer. I was just naturally a really good like young swimmer. So at the age of like 10, 12, and I think because I was good, I was like, this is fun. Like let's continue this, because it is one of those things as well. Like I've always had that personality where I am driven by like winning. Like, and I am quite frankly a sore loser, which is fine. And I love pushing myself, and I found swimming so hard. Like, always found it so hard, and I kind of enjoyed that because I guess kind of replica to what I do now. Like I do some stuff and I'm like, Lucy, that was so hard. Why did you just do that? So I think that's why I always swim. And obviously, like all my friends did at the time, and it was just a nice community that I ended up just flopping myself in.
Yeah, no, and I definitely, you are, from knowing you in your swim career, you aren't someone to shy away from hard work. Obviously, I saw that firsthand, and that was fantastic to see you in your career and then go on. Inspiration-wise, did you have anyone that stuck out particularly, inspiration-wise, or was it just your motivation yourself? What inspired you?
So I think when I didn't I was a bit of everything. Like I kind of do everything, but went into Tunes I am. But for a long time, and she's still amazing. But Siobhan, like she's just fab, isn't she? She was always like at the top. Not that I kind of wanted to like be her, but she was a good source of like, okay, she is fucking so fast. It's kind of like that sort of motivation for me, like from her.
Yeah, she's a great one, and still going and is still phenomenal. So I can see why, 100% with that one. Going right to the low stuff a little bit now. The lowest point in your swimming career, Luce, was when?
So I think it has to be like near the very, very end. So I will probably speak about this at some point because I bet there's a question on it. I really started to struggle with my eating and like the sport on me as a young woman, and I wasn't enjoying it anymore. Like, I wasn't enjoying the training. I was like anxious to go to my sessions. I was missing meals. I didn't want to eat. I started getting really conscious of my body when I was like 18, which I'd never had before. Like, as a swimmer, I'd always been like so sound, like no issue. So I think that was the lowest point, like the 3 months before I quit. So around like I think it was the London British Champs, was I quit literally the week after that. So that whole period, I just hated it. I didn't want to be in that sport anymore. Really fell out of love with it, unfortunately.
Yeah, and that happens a lot, and it's really difficult as a swimmer because it's, you know, you've loved it for so long, and then sometimes I don't know if it was it gradual for you, or was it a sudden just like, I don't like this anymore?
Complete.
Really?
I was so,
Wow.
and then I was like, I started to get really anxious when I was driving to training, and I used to just like, pull up in the car park and just stare. And it didn't help that I was at college in Crawley and had to drive an hour to my house. So I'd get there 3 days a week. So I had to kind of on my own a bit because our coach didn't let you not do what you missed. So I was staying there. I was catching up. I was doing my A levels. I was just constantly stressed, and I was like, I feel so trapped. I couldn't work out what, like, yeah, it was weird period.
And so you said it was a 3-month period. Was it, how long did it take in that 3 months? Did you decide before you finished, I'm going to finish then, that's me done? Or did you just get to a point and go, no, I'm done right now?
I literally got to, I was literally done. I could remember like yesterday, British Champs, as soon as I am final, I came like, and I was just because I probably could have medaled, like really, like it was like a second or something difference, and I was just like, after that, I was like, I'm done. I was like, I cannot put 9 times. I just, there's something else that I could be doing, I think was my process. Like, I was about to go to uni, so that was a whole new avenue. And I knew I'd do something sport related because I have since I was like 4, and I've been in sports. So I knew I would do something with fitness and sport. And it was literally a Tuesday night, and I was with Tom at the time, and I just said, I was like, I'm not going. I was like, you can go. I was like, I'm not getting that car and go train. And so I drove back to my mum's. Mum was like, I'm done. I was like, I can't go back to Paul. So I texted my home, and I was like, really sorry, but I think I'm ready. I'm ready to quit.
Bye.
I think I'm ready to quit. And I was having the meeting, like trying to persuade me to not. And I was like, I'm just done. And I never went back. I didn't do any sessions again. I didn't do like, because some people whistle it down, do like 4 a week, 2 a week. I just went from 9 to none. I was like, that's it.
I'm out. See you later. Mic drop. See ya.
That was literally me.
Wow. That's interesting. So from finishing, how was that next period, that next few months? How long did it take for you to go, oh gosh, I'm not swimming anymore? Because it is a period of like, you're not sure.
It is the weirdest period because when I swam, I was small. Like I was technically underweight in terms of like all the skin, but I was just naturally lean. I didn't eat a lot, I guess, we were doing. So psychologically, when I quit swimming, I really struggled because you go from training 9 to you're doing this, you're doing that, you're expending a lot of energy, a lot of food, and you come out of it. And I literally went straight to uni as well, pretty much, all kind of like a fast. So I was like living on my own, but I was still like doing like 9 days a week. So that is probably like, I think you either go one way or the other. You either stop sport, like you don't do anything, or you get obsessive. What I did, and I just really felt like I wasn't that educated. I was, but I wasn't educated in terms of like training and what I should be doing. I'm not in that swimming bubble. Like, so different. My body's what's going to happen. So I went through like a period which was just like overtraining, basically.
Right. And you're absolutely right. You mentioned before, I'm sure there's a question on this. And so we will talk about the process after swimming and all that in a short while. But I really want to know this question, and someone asked it, and I'm glad they did. What's the hardest session you ever did in the pool? I'm sure there's loads.
I think there is actually one that sticks out. It was when we were in San Diego. That was the hardest swim camp of my life. I thought I was going to die every day.
I'm glad you didn't.
Oh, yeah, I know. It was just, we didn't stop for like 4 hours, but it was one of the sessions where like,
wow,
it was just, I can't remember how far we were swimming, but it was like 400s and then max 200, and then it was like doing like pyramids, but it must be 12K session. But then also we were getting out the pool and doing like burpees and sit-ups and like it was enjoyable. But like finishing that with Rebecca Guy, we were absolutely crying. Like
crying because you were proud but also knackered and
yeah, literally. I think everyone cried, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh wow. But it's those memories that are amazing to look back on. You think, oh, I did that. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to pick it up. Highest moment of your swim career, Luce. When were you like, I am the dog's bees?
It was probably around when I was 15. Like that when I was like at my peak. I peaked, but that was so I was the fastest over 400 IM, 200 IM. I got 7 golds at nationals. Like, just like it hurts. There's lactic acid at 15.
Yeah.
So that year at nationals, I got like 7 golds. I just had like a great year. I was fast. Like, I was super fast for my age. I enjoyed my training. Like, I really loved like morning sessions, being around people. That was when was training me as well.
Oh yeah, Louise is fantastic.
Yeah, I actually now. So she's one of my clients.
Really?
It's my favourite thing ever. So it's like roles with her.
Wow, that's amazing. I love that. That's great. Yeah, she was brilliant, and I remember that period, and I remember going to the UK school games with you.
Yes.
And we just knew the 200 IM. Lucy's got it. Like, you know.
Yeah, that was.
We may as well stand and watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some great trips, for sure. Do you have one that sticks out that was your best?
God, UK school games are so fun. Like, they're actually so fun. Like, obviously, no, actually, when we went on that level 3 camp in Cyprus,
and we dressed up as the coaches for the fancy dress.
That was really enjoyable. Like, that whole camp was really good.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I definitely agree. That slipped my mind for a second, and then you've just brought that up. Yeah, that was a brilliant one. You mentioned before that the core room, you were a nervous wreck. So you obviously struggled a bit with nerves. How did you deal with them? Did you have a routine or a superstition before your race? So you knew that when you got behind the blocks, you did a handstand or, you know, something like that.
So I always, and I still do this now, which is fun enough. If I'm about to hit a PB gym, and I did it in the core room, I'd always put on Luce myself.
Love it.
For like 10 minutes. So that was a calming mechanism for me. And I always used to say to myself before, like, I got in the pool, like, literally behind the block, I was like, that's not going to hurt. I was like, Luce. Because I really suffer with, like, really bad lactic acid. Like, I think we did levels, mine was like 17, 19, like, off the scale. I think it's a bit more muscle because I'm the same now. Like, when I did my medicals, and it's off the scale. Like, my blood levels are so high. So I used to get so nervous about how much it was going to me because there was never a race that. So I just kept saying to myself, I was like, "You're so fine. I'm not even gonna hurt.
It's gonna be fine."
just go for it.
Gosh, that is a really high lactate. For anyone that isn't sure, that is high.
Off the scale, and like I'd had my bloods done not long ago because I was working with a company called Pall Mall, error, like in terms of above the scale, I was like 60 over what my blood lactate that's now. Brilliant.
Perfect. Someone's just asked in the comments, Luce, how many countries you visited through swimming, and when you went to those countries, did you get much downtime to see the country? Because a lot of the time swimmers say you see the pool, you see the hotel, and you see the bus journey there and back, and that's it.
Yeah, we did loads. Like we did Cyprus, Cannes, Monaco, Italy. Like there was loads of like it's hard. Like when you're going to eat, you just see the pool and a bus, and walking the bus. Like you don't really get a lot of downtime. And when you're on swim, it's a bit different because you do have a bit more time. Like sometimes you end up doing like another session in the day, like land training, but you have like a buffer period, and like usually like on swim camps you have like a whole day off where you like go and do something. Like we went to LA, we went to San Diego Zoo, so you do a little bit, but not to the extent where it's like you're going on a holiday.
No, definitely not. The coaches don't like that. I think we were banned from sunbathing on a couple, maybe.
I wasn't allowed to. I was like, why do you think I'm here?
Yeah, exactly. You think I'm here for training? I'm here to get a tan. Oh dear. You've just mentioned that you did travel a lot, and we had some great memories. Do you have a funniest moment that really sticks out to you?
I honestly think that whole swim camp was the funniest swim camp. Like, there's moments, but like all of us were always laughing together. Like we were always, oh my god, Jess Chadwick. There was some moment, Jess Chadwick, where she laughed so much. Had a chicken bone stuck. Like that was. Oh
yeah. Oh, definitely. Right, I'm going to move on swiftly because this could go on forever about this. So someone did ask, and we've already touched on it, the transition. Meg's just put, yeah. Meg, you know. Wait till you're on. So we obviously talked about the transition out of swimming before, briefly, and we talked about the few months after that. How long did it take you to go from swimming to, because obviously you've talked about having a few issues and you know, trying to figure that out and just navigate life really outside of swimming. How long did it take from leaving swimming to going, my swimming's done, I'm used to life a bit more now? You know, how long was that transition actually?
I'd say it was 3 to 4 months for me, but then like a whole other thing started. So like, I don't know if it's another question where I'm going to go like this kind of thing.
Let me ask it and then you can go for it. You've talked about your eating disorder. You've talked about it, and I think that's fantastic, and more people need to do that. And I'm super proud of you for that, and it's obviously helping out. Talk to me about it. I don't even want to ask a direct question. I just want you to just go for it.
Yeah, so obviously what I do now, I'm very like in the public eye. And it was like never something that was like intentional. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be on Instagram. It's just happened over time. I'm so grateful for that. I love what I do. But along that way, there's been a lot of hurdles that I never ever spoken about until actually this lockdown. So in April, I posted a video on my YouTube channel talking about when I was bullied for 3 years, 2.5 years. So basically, those last 3 months when I swam, I was really struggling with nutrition. And like one thing I do is like I just like skip meals at college, and I became very aware of my body and like where I was storing fat. I was tiny, by the way, like there was no fat on me, but I was very like didn't have that perception. So I was very aware, and like I always remember this one time, and I spoke about it in my YouTube video. We all had our skin folds done. And obviously we had them done so often all the time anyway. And for the girl, you were supposed to be the same as your body weight. And for the guy, you were supposed to be like half. My body weight was like 53 kilograms. Like I was 24 now. But my skin folds were like 28, like 27. So they were so low. which kind of played my mind. I was like, why are they so low? And like all the other girls are like on level. And I had them done. We had them done at British Champs, which again, stupid. Shouldn't do that at competition.
No.
Messes with your head. We had them done in front of everyone, and this one person in particular, I'm not going to say who, shouting in front of everyone, "Oh my God, Lucy, you're so anorexic!" And I just kind of laughed it off, but like walked straight out of the room and just cried. And my coach at the time, Mark Rose, he did math. He was like, like that was so insensitive, blah blah blah. So then I had something in my head. I was like, am I anorexic? Am I really that small? So I quit swimming like so quickly after that. That wasn't, but I quit swimming so quickly after that. And then, like I said, I really struggled to get the balance of training and nutrition. But like for those, like when was British Champs? It was in like April, wasn't it? April time.
Yes, always around April time. Yeah.
So May, June, July, August, September, my eating was actually better when I quit. It was absolutely fine. Then I went to uni, and everything kind of like messed up again. So I was really self-conscious. I had really bad body dysmorphia. I really wanted to lose weight as well, even though there were no issues. So I basically started to have like binge tendencies, which is where you have loads and loads, like cram it all in. And then within like a couple of weeks, I was also like making myself throw up as well, which is known as bulimia. So you like binge and purge. And I know it is psychological from swimming. I know that, like, that's where it stemmed from. It didn't just stem from nothing. Yeah. And I had it throughout the whole 3 years at uni. So first year, second year, third year. Second year, it was the worst. So in first, it was kind of just like I'd have loads of cake and cookies and then do it. And it was like twice a week. And then second year, when I started to kind of create Lucy Davis Fit, I also put more pressure on myself to look a certain way and everything like that, like social norms and prep. Because it was quite bad, like 3 years in terms of like aesthetics, and Instagram was a lot more like quite pressurizing. So I had like these bulimia tendencies for like 2.5 years, I think it was. And I only started posting on Instagram to be accountable. So I just started posting. I just changed my name to Lucy Davis _fit. I was like, why not? Like I started posting some like little ab pictures and stuff. And I was like, I'll just post some videos so I can kind of see what I look like when I'm training. Instagram wasn't really a thing. Like influencers weren't really a thing. So I started posting like videos for myself training, like a physique update, so I could see how I was getting along with my journey, in terms of like recovery and things like that, because nobody knew until this lockdown. I obviously haven't done it for like a good 1.5 2 years, but that was how I started my Instagram and how I kind of came up with everything in terms of swimming. But it was really hard, like, and when I spoke about it in this lockdown, so many swimmers who, like, some I knew really well and some who I didn't really know, they just raced with me, all basically said they had issues with food when they came out of the sport because there's no help. I think I would happily say that to anyone who asks me. I say it to British, I was like, I say to them now, like, you need to take more care with young girls and their nutrition and their habits and their bodies, because one, there's social media where they see all this stuff anyway, and it's just not the best psychologically for young girls, I don't think. But woo, sorry, that was long.
No, it needs to be said, and I'm just grateful that you're willing to share about it, because you are. People say, oh, you'd really help quite easily, but you honestly are helping so many people, and it's quite amazing. I've posted a few things not related to food and stuff like that, but some of the things I've posted on Quigley Sport, swimmers have reached out and said I feel the same, or I've especially with the negative stuff, which is really sad to see. And it's just eye-opening for you to have posted that, and swimmers to contact you and say, yeah, I struggled and stuff like that, and it needs to be out there more, definitely. And there's a big movement for it, but still not enough. But with people like you talking about it, it's only going to help. So don't say, gosh, that was long. That was, it needs to be said, and it's great to hear it, and that you're doing so well with it. At what point did you go, this isn't right, I need some help here?
Yeah, so it was during my second year of uni. So I didn't tell anyone the whole of first year, and the first half of second year, anyone was just suffering like in silence because it is quite a hard thing. Especially because at the start of second year, I started to like create a Davis Fit account, and I had no idea like followers and people were engaging with this account. I was like, oh my god. So that kind of tweaks. I was like, if I want to help people, I need to help myself first.
Mm-hmm.
Like the page, it wasn't created to grow in the way it had. But when it did start to grow, I was like, right, I need to tell people. So I told my two best friends at uni, and basically and I told my sister, and they were the only people who actually really helped me through. I never went to like a counselor or something because I know I've got a super strong mindset. I just needed to talk to someone. I just needed this problem that I was having with somebody else. And then I started to educate myself on the topic. So like at least once a week, I was reading a full research paper about bulimia. I was reading the side effects. I was reading long-term effects on your health. So it kind of actually spooked, like reading about the side effects, which I don't think a lot of people do. But I was so interested into why I was doing it. It's not just like, oh, you're doing it. I was like, okay, what's my trigger? Like, what is this? Like, so my trigger food was pizza, and to this day, I still don't eat pizza. I don't even bother with it. Like, it's got like trauma. Like, I'm just not. So it's just like understanding it for me. I had to know why I was doing it. That really, really helped me come out of it.
Wow. So speaking to people and speaking to someone is what you'd say is that, yeah?
Yeah, like I'm a professional as well. Like it's something that I wish I had done. I probably recovered quicker. But it's you're so scared to speak to someone, your best friend, speak to your siblings. It's hard to speak to parents. I didn't actually tell my mum and dad at all. I was like, they're going to be disappointed. They're not like that at all. They would not at all. But speak to a best friend, speak to a sibling, and then I'd say get professional help.
Definitely. And anyone watching who, you know, listen to Luce because she knows what she's talking about. You touched on, Meg commented before, and you just touched on your parents. Fantastic support network, amazing. Love your family. They're all brilliant. How important were they, and how much of a role did they play in your swimming? You know, in the success of your swimming. How important is that network?
Unreal, like absolutely. Like my parents never pressured me. They never swimming upon me. They always checked if I was all right. Like, was I too fatigued? Like my mum and dad are the fittest people you'll ever meet, so they understand. Like like they're so sporty, so they always kind of like understood. We always had like great food. We were fueled for our session. My mum is a living legend. Like taking me to sessions. Like
she is
back now, and I'm just like I'm so thankful. And I think they did enjoy that me and Meg did swim. I think they enjoyed that they essentially had like really talented girls. Like they loved that. Like I could run, I could swim, gymnastics. Like we're a sporty family, so I think it's nice for them that their kids were also sporty. So they were always behind us. Like honestly, I was never pressured, and when I quit, my mum and dad just gave me a hug. They're like, okay, yeah, we think it's time as well. Like we think you're. I was like, thank you.
Great. Thank you. Oh no, they are absolute legends, all of them. So lots of love to them. Now, obviously, I don't know how long ago. I'm not sure when your anniversary is, but you've been with someone called Ben for a few years, and you two seem to be the absolute dream team. And it's so nice to see you support each other and everything. It's fantastic. Tell me about what you're doing, what you're up to, how it all started.
Yeah, so oh my god, where to begin? So I think so in terms of like the Instagram page, that just started to grow, and wow, this could actually talking to people. I love engaging with people, and like the biggest thing, I absolutely love helping people. So in like second year, I got my PT qualifications just so like I have them. I then brought out like my first ebook, which everyone kind of starts with. They always put out some sort of thing. And that did really well. I then started a YouTube channel. One of my friends persuaded me to do so. And then with my degree, I had to do work placement. And I did a final year, you do a 10-week work placement. And I did mine with Ben in terms of like his online coaching business. He was like, do you want to come be like a female coach? Like, he's like, I do girls and guys, but do you want to specifically come and coach women? I was like, yeah, for sure. Because obviously, like, Luce Davis Fit was probably on like 50K then, I think, around then. And I just like Gymshark had just started getting contact with me and things. So things were starting to happen. So I did this 10 weeks with Ben. Within that 10 weeks, we got together because we'd always been like best friends, and there's always been something. So we got
yeah.
And then we created the My Coach School. So this was created 2.5 years ago, and it's our online subscription website, which is an app. So it's all health and fitness, workouts, recipes, tracking, coaching programs, challenges. It's everything you need on one space, which is why we wanted to, so people didn't have to go to all different things. Everything's just there for you. So we created the school. There was so many setbacks. Like the big one was we'd like just launched. I think we had like 400, 500 members, and the site crashed and we lost the members. And we were,
no.
There's always things along the way that always like messed up, like website crashes. But now we are in the process of developing our app.
Yes.
Really exciting. They take about to build because we're building an app from scratch. All these processes, and it's literally like the price of a house. So you have to go through stages. It's something we've always wanted to do. So we're finally there now. We have 37,000 members now, not 500.
Wow.
Which is incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. So we have like a full team behind us, like myself and Ben, the directors. We have our videographer who always comes away with us. We've got a marketing team, web team, PR. So it's just like, it's crazy how much it's all grown. And obviously, like my page grew 500,000.
Yeah.
Well,
unbelievable, Luce. Unbelievable. And it's really special because I know you. So it's like, you know, and you have all your friends who, you know, we watch from the sidelines, we cheer you on, you know, we're all dead proud of you. And you just, every day I go on Instagram, I'm like, yeah, she's doing her thing, you know, and it's just brilliant. I love to see it. So just well done with everything you've done, and you know you're going to continue and grow, and it's just brilliant. And what you and Ben are doing it's just great to see. Last question. I love to ask this to all my guests. What one piece of advice would you give to young Lucy who's just about to start her swimming career again? What would you say to her?
Oh my God. Actually, yeah, so a big one for me was like comparisons. So don't focus on what other people are doing because it'll get you nowhere. Genuinely, I still stick by that now. If you're so focused on what someone else is doing, whether they're in the lane next to you, whether they look better than you, whether they're faster than you, they're not you. So it doesn't matter. Like really, really like a strong one for me was never ever compare myself to other people. And I still strongly suggest to every single person, like your chapter is completely different to someone else's chapter. Like I'm probably on like chapter 20 of my life, my career. You might be on chapter 2. So don't try and compare yourself to other people. It's just like it's an enjoyable process.
Yeah, no, I love that. And no one said that yet, which is absolutely baffling, but also an absolute piece of gold there from Lucy to finish.
Yeah.
And do take it on board, everyone watching. She couldn't be further from the truth, and then that's great. Luce, thank you.
I've not stopped smiling. This has been so
it's honestly, it's been so nice to have you on. Just knowing you and going through swimming with you, and just talking about your career, and some things in there that I didn't even know, and it's just great that you're sharing it with us. So thank you from me and everyone watching and everyone who supports you.
No, thanks so much for having me on. I'm so proud of you as well. Like, what you're doing is absolutely incredible, and I think like getting everyone together, creating this like community, like it's just beautiful. Like, it's really, really well done. So I'm very proud of you as well.
Oh, thanks, Luce. That's lovely. That's really lovely. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Luce, have a great Christmas.
Thanks, you too.
Enjoy yourself. I want to see the Christmas posts, please. I'll speak to you soon, and thanks everyone. I'll see you tomorrow for the last episode of the Core Room Christmas special.
Bye.
Cheers, Luce. Bye.